apparently, bro, everything is just going fucking haywire on YouTube right now. I don't listen. Jamari on the motherfucking come up right now. I'll tell you that much. That boy got some news for this. I don't know, like these last 2 months, bro. Like it's just been hitting for him. So let's see what's going on with Moist Crit.
So last year we had some major drama between Moist Critical, aka Charlie, and streamer Sneeko.
Oh, this shit's still
was in
going
his
on?
Red Pill era and posting.
Bro, this shit was like this shit was a while ago, bro. Why is it still going
Charlie,
on?
as well as a couple of.
I didn't think Moist Crit hit him with a. That ain't a mag. This is a. You know the clip, bro.
The YouTubers and streamers he had made this infamous collage of.
Best commentary award is a dude who doesn't believe in anything, who games for 13 hours straight and so guys, I farted in a
Moist Crit, I wouldn't take that personally. That's what I'm gonna say, bro. So I wouldn't take it.
I'm not gonna say names. Someone texted me. He's in a monogamous relationship. This is his girl.
He posted about Charlie to the point where he eventually had to reply with this tweet: "You pathetic, sensitive, soy little worm. I made fun of you for watching your girlfriend get f***ed by numerous other men, and also insulted you for defending. That's not cancellation. That's just spitting on you for being a pitiful, sad." Out of this, we would then get the clip of Sneaky dancing around, brandishing a pistol in his hands, threatening Charlie, saying that he could get these clips.
You wanna watch my clips? What?
That's what it was. This ain't a clip, you fucking dumbass. This is, yeah, you know. I remember, I was there.
Watch my clips.
You had to be there.
This, of course, would give us the most glorious moment in the beef, the Mags comment.
But he's a fucking imbecile, you absolute buffoon. What you have there is not clips. These are mags. They're mags, not clips. The same way that this is also a mag.
Yo, that's a fucking pull if I ever seen one, bro.
To get this debate, overall in the eyes of most, Charlie would decimate Sneeko here and make him look very immature. And I would say the majority of viewers thought at this point that he had won the war. Well, Sneeko has again been trashing Charlie like no other, especially over the recent situation with Mr. Beast and his creeper Chris.
It always comes full circle. Jesus. Hello?
Sneeko's stance was that Charlie is a coward for not immediately speaking up about this situation, saying that he is a hypocrite for talking about Dr. Disrespect, but not discussing Chris.
Yo, look out, Moist Critical is not gonna go talk about the Chris situation because he wants to have the Mr. Beast collab.
Well, Charlie would respond to this on Twitter, and even spend several minutes in his video about the Chris situation, addressing Sneeko's claim that he was ducking this topic.
I was always going to make a full breakdown of this because it's bad. It's a horrible situation. So yes, you're right. I do talk about.
Is that a claw machine? I'm living life wrong,
like
bro.
Big trending bad shit like Dr. Disrespect or like Cody Ko most recently. I don't know why people thought I wouldn't talk about this. So I've never been someone to and shy away from a bad situation like this just because I know or am familiar with the person that it's about. He has no problem abandoning his morals and defending blatant brushing it under the rug as long as it means it keeps the Mr. Beast collab alive. For you to make insinuations like that and even claims like that is f***ing unhinged, considering you make actual defense arguments constantly.
Well, once again, after this back and forth, the two would have another debate, and this time people were a lot more conflicted about who actually won, as both of them made some very strange comments.
One defended a pedo. The other just kind of waited to get his video out. So far, I'm on Most Critical side. I ain't gonna
throughout
lie,
this
bro.
conversation.
Easy.
Now, just to be completely transparent with you guys, the full debate here was around 90 minutes long, and no, I did not watch the entire thing. I just feel like at this point my brain is already rotted enough, and I didn't want to put it through that type of stress. But if these two comments that these guys made are any indication of how this debate went overall, yeah, I just don't think my brain could have taken it. So first, let's talk about what Sneeko had to say. As you guys know, he's been riding the anti-age of consent wave for quite some time now.
It's just because we have a different idea of what it means to be a child, which can be tracked historically. The general principle in Islam is, you know, you can do what you kind of want, so long as, I'm not going to say you can do what you want so long as harm. You can marry whoever you want to marry, so long as it doesn't cause them harm, physical and psychological. And once again, Yeah, it's very relative.
And so Charlie kind of questioned him about his beliefs
That's about to
here,
give- that's about to
asking
give
him
Islam
if a
a bad look, I ain't gonna lie.
21-year-old should be able to marry a 15-year-old. And you'll never believe what he has to say.
I'm talking about your personal beliefs. Do you think someone in their 20s should be able to marry a 15 or 16-year-old?
Sneeko say no. Sneeko say no.
So should someone who's about to graduate
Don't do it,
college
bro.
be able to marry someone who's just entering high school? Like last year, they were running around on that middle school playground.
I personally wouldn't do it. I don't know many people who would do it.
That's a good start.
Maturity for people in the teenagers in the West is getting much worse, but there are
We're talking globally. Let's just talk globally. Like, do you think it is okay for, and I'm not talking about just you specifically anymore, anyone, do you think it's okay for anyone in their 20s, an adult, to marry
Oh,
a
this is a
15 or
setup.
16-year-old?
Hook,
a
line, and sinker.
21-year-old, if there was a marriage where the father consented and the daughter consented, and it was both good on both families and they wanted to do it, why am I going to get involved? Why should we get the government involved?
Well, at that point, that's almost like arguing, well, why should we have any laws at all? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of the government
this-
overreaching into
This shit already make my fucking brain hurt,
people's
bro.
personal lives and their personal decisions. But as a society, we have to have some sort of
2
structure
hours
of
of
what's
this?
right and wrong. And I would think that most people with a rational brain can understand why a 15-year-old is not mentally equipped to handle the decision of getting married to someone in their 20s.
Why would I tell them
Because
if everybody's consenting, if everybody's okay with it, if the parents are okay with it, if nobody's being harmed, if it's going to be okay, if they're both abiding by the rules and they're not hurting each other, why not?
Because, like I said, the 15-year-old just does not have the mental capacity to truly understand what they're doing, and so really they cannot consent to the marriage. And I believe that is kind of Charlie's point that he tries to make against Sneeko here, which I think is the right line of thinking. The only problem is Sneeko uses the classic debate tactic of using Charlie's own logic against him when Charlie would try to make
Seen
an
that
even
before.
possibly more mind-boggling point about a child's ability to choose to transition.
How the fuck did we even get here, bro?
But we'll get back to that in a second. I did first want to talk about some of the other comments that Sneeko has made regarding the age of consent.
Like, why does that define
Oh,
the age of consent? I had a debate about this, and I said the age of consent is maturity, is the age of puberty, once the body is mature.
Bro, I need somebody to answer this for me. Did Pokemon really say only lame niggas say that shit? I need to know, bro. I need to know if she really
Bro,
said
I
it.
know some people, I went through puberty when I was like 17.
Saying that the age of consent should be when somebody goes through puberty is just insane. Like, I don't know if these type of comments come from a creepy place or it's just an effect of constantly having
confession
to
is
play the devil's
insane.
advocate over and over again, while also trying to have the most shocking opinion possible.
That's why the age of consent being strictly exactly on this second 18, this defines maturity, and everyone has to pretend like, yes, that defines maturity. This is the correct age, not 1 second more, not 1 second less, and if anything contradicts it, you're disgusting.
I mean, to me, it's just such a weird hill to choose to die on
I don't
over
even-
and over again.
I don't even know
by
why would you want to argue this, bro. It's just not important enough, bro.
his
It's
logic,
really
if
not,
a girl
bro.
goes through puberty at the age of 12, which I believe many of them do, well, she's then prepared to marry, some 25-year-old man. She's mentally equipped to do so. I mean, by his very same logic, he should have absolutely no problem with what Chris from Mr. Beast just did.
Well, we
As
gotta
a matter of
stop doing
fact, in
these
his
close-up
book, Chris
pictures,
could have
bro.
went out and married that kid that he was talking to through Discord, and he should really have no problem with it, right? As long as the kid started going through puberty.
And the Morse critical is like, Sneeko, you say that the age of consent is, what do you think it is? I don't know. What do you think it is? Tell me. You think it's 18? It's only 18 in something like 10 states. The rest of it's 6, 17, 16. Around the world, it's 16. A lot of places, 14, 15. So what do you think it is?
A
Is
lot
everybody
lower
in the
in,
world?
like, China.
Japan, they just changed it from 13 to 16. Were they before then? What's the consistency?
To me, the blanket age of consent all over the world should probably be 18. Like, at least in this country, that's when you start getting more personal freedoms. That's the age where if you f up, the government no longer sees you as a child, and they're gonna punish you as an adult. And at that point, you're really just free to make your
I ain't touching
own
this topic. Fuck
decisions
that.
and live with the
This is
repercussions
crazy,
of your
bro.
actions. I don't know. To me, it just does not have to
Wait. So, okay, hold on.
get
Maybe
a
I
lot
missed something.
deeper
Hold on,
than
maybe I
that.
missed something.
And here is where Charlie actually falls right into Sneeko's trap.
Do you believe that somebody can go through hormone therapy? Can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long as everyone is consenting.
Oh,
Okay.
Wow, this nigga got... He done cut a deal with the devil. Ah,
Just
shit,
look
he
at the
fucked
glee
up.
on Sneeko's face as he realizes that he fell for his trap card.
Hormone therapy, can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long as everyone is consenting, as you agree with.
And
The
obviously,
devilish laugh is crazy,
guys,
son.
what's the point that's about to be made?
This
Nico's
nigga
pretty much
sealed
going
it.
to say, well, Charlie, so a kid cannot consent to marrying an adult, but they can't consent to making a life-altering decision.
Okay, so as long as
Your
everyone...
parents are okay with it, and you are okay with it, I think that's totally...
This nigga, yo, not only did he fall for the trap, he said the literal same sentence, bro.
familiar decision to make, yeah.
Okay,
So they're literally making the exact same stupid arguments
Oh my
about
God,
two
bro.
different, very, I guess, controversial topics.
so a child can cut their off and take hormone blockers and change their biology forever, but they can't get married?
Oh, that's a decision that now extends beyond the family, because now you're bringing in a different party. So if you have someone that's your age coming in saying, I want to marry that child, I don't think that can happen under any circumstance.
Yeah, but neither thing should happen under any circumstance. I mean, listen, guys, I'm all for
Yo,
transitioning
this
once you are
nigga
an
hit him with a
adult.
curveball.
Using your own money, okay? I don't think taxpayers should pay for that type of surgery. But if you want to go and do whatever you want to your own body, well, I'm really all for it. Because at the end of the day, I am for adults having their own personal freedoms. But should a child be able to make that type of life-altering decision? Absolutely not. Should their parents be able to make that type of life-altering
hit him with a
decision for their
mean
kid?
reverse card.
To me, no. Like, if I take a baby to a tattoo parlor and say, hey, I consent, put a tattoo right across their forehead that says idiot, there's a reason that nobody is going to allow you to do that.
Okay, if I'm 16 and I personally want to marry this girl, she's beautiful, she's 21 years old, her family wants to do it, my family wants to do it, you're saying I can't do that. We're both consenting, I'm ready to go, I'm physically mature, but I'm not allowed to
I'm ready to
marry
go.
because Moy says that woman's a... But if then, the next day I leave it, I'm depressed, I want to cut my penis off, I can go right into the clinic, snip it off, and start taking HRT like Chris Tyson. That's a society that makes sense to you?
Yo, why did he have to name drop, bro? Why? Why can't you just leave it alone?
It is. I believe
okay.
everyone has complete... Yep, I believe everyone has
Wham, bro. Wham. Right into
the
the
right
trap,
to
bro.
do with their
Right into
body
the
what
trap.
they want to do.
Okay.
It's just so bad. I gotta say, this is the biggest L I've probably ever seen Charlie take, and he kind of just walked right into it. I mean, like I said,
didn't
once
even
someone
notice
starts
either.
using your own logic against you, the debate is pretty much over. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, you know what my point of view is? That neither of those things are okay. The other thing I did want to say is, I do believe that
There's
it's
another
actually
one?
a lot easier for someone to transition if they want to do that, if they wait until they're an adult. I believe if you start taking the hormone blockers too young, and your
no,
reproductive
same clip.
organs don't have the right time to develop, there will usually be a lot of complications with the surgery in the future. So in theory, it's actually in everyone's best interest, including people who know they want to transition at a very young age, to wait until they are at least 18. Either way, after this, Charlie has kind of been getting cooked online.
Aw,
Sneeko has
damn.
pretty much been begging him to release this debate on his channel. So I am curious to see what he will do from here.
Wait, so the 90-minute clip we just seen, was that not... That clip we just seen wasn't in there?
Because, like, as someone who puts
confused.
his opinion out there online for a living, this was kind
Oh,
of
it
a
is a
take that
different
a lot
one.
of people seem to disagree with. So I had actually recorded that video yesterday, and as I was editing it right now, we actually did get some updates on the situation
Ooh,
that
more
include Charlie
juice.
apparently walking his comments back, and him also potentially leaving the internet altogether.
And now I give a perspective on something that immediately gets misconstrued, and I do recognize a lot of it's my fault. I assumed that Sneeko was talking in hyperbole about a 9-year-old getting their cut off, because I didn't have the assumption that anyone thought that is how transitioning works. Under no circumstances, any legality behind a kid saying, I want to change genders, and then immediately going in and getting their cut off. That doesn't happen. I thought he was just talking in hyperbole.
I mean, I think he was kind of just trying to discuss the idea of a child transitioning in general and if that's okay.
I thought he was talking about the overall point of a
I ain't gonna lie, either way, bro, if you're debating and in such a serious situation, especially involving children at all, bro, you need to be and especially debating someone like Sneeko, bro. You know he's clickbaiting, bro. You know what he's about, bro. You should be clearing all bases, bro. Before you even explain something, preference it, bro. Like you gotta really clean your whole plate, bro.
child
You can't be
transitioning,
assuming with that
which
nigga.
is years long process, and you can't even get that fucking surgery legally until you are 18.
Yeah, but you can definitely start transitioning and taking these various
you
hormones before you turn 18 years old, especially in some states.
And I guess I should have assumed that he was being literal, and that's on me. But yeah, there's no winning on anything.
You gotta know how to debate, bro. You gotta know your enemy.
Sneeko gets away with saying 12 to 15-year-olds can marry adults. I don't think his chat looks anything like the YouTube chat here. He literally, multiple times, reaffirms that he believes 12 to 15-year-olds can legally, morally, and should marry adults. And there is no problems for him. But I said
I don't know if he
think
said
it's
they
okay
should marry
for a
adults.
child
I'm not defending
to
him. I'm just saying,
transition,
I don't think he said
to
he
learn
should
about it.
do it.
It's a process. You don't just go in and immediately get your cut off. That's not how it works.
I mean, I wouldn't say that he's even necessarily
He look like he's panicking right now, bro.
walking anything back there. I also think that the argument he makes about like, oh, everyone's acting like what Sneeko said is okay is just kind of minute, like it's not really relevant. Because I have seen Sneeko obviously catching a lot of backlash over this age of consent thing for quite some time. And it's pretty obvious at this point that he's kind of cultivated the type of audience that's going to ride with whatever the he thinks.
Pretty
so
much.
I'm not surprised that they're not like giving him backlash over those comments. That's what he has been preaching.
Even though, my fault, Jamar, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. Even though, don't play to like, oh, y'all doing it here, but you're not doing it there, bro. If you came on to address your situation, bro, speak on your situation, bro. You don't gotta go talk about what they doing on that side, bro. Just clear your shit up.
For quite a long time.
That's what I think.
Either
at
way,
least.
this news gets a little bit spicier
Oh, there's more.
after it was announced earlier today that Charlie is apparently going to be stepping away from his podcast show update.
Damn.
Goodbye, Charlie. Hey everyone, effective immediately, Charlie has made the decision to leave both the official podcast and Red Thread. He wants to go on an indefinite hiatus to scale back his time spent on the internet. We obviously wish him the best, for everyone to respect his decision, and for all to know that the show will always be open for him to drop by and talk shop should he wish to return. So yeah, it seems like Charlie might not be in the best place right now. And I do completely understand if he wants to spend less time on the internet. This job in general can be very taxing from a mental standpoint, and I can recognize how hard it can be to step away from something that is so lucrative for you, that has just become part of your life. But it can also be very toxic when you start talking about more controversial topics, and obviously you read in the comments
This what Sneeko doing to motherfuckers, bro?
every day. There's people that disagree with you, there's people that hate you for your opinions, and maybe if he was already feeling kind of burnt out, this might have just been like the straw that broke the camel's back. And despite him dropping what I think is like pretty horrendous take, obviously I wish the best for him, and hopefully he's gonna be doing alright. But y'all let me know what you guys think about this situation down below. It is interesting to see someone who always seems, you know, so composed to be a little bit shaken in this way, especially by a person that a lot of people don't take very seriously.
I think especially by a person everyone knows is like, well, yeah, like you said, nobody takes serious. Like you know what you get when you talk to him, bro.
I want to thank you guys for dropping a like on today's video and subscribing to the channel. But as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and some other horrible debate talking needs to be covered. So I'm out. Peace.
W video, Jamari. W video. I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of crazy, bro. But like I said, you kind of gotta know what you walking into when you start talking to Sneeko, bro. You gotta know.